The Hungarian capital of Budapest was born when three smaller towns joined together in 1873. It has since become the political, economic, and cultural heart of the nation. Budapest is bisected by the Danube River. On the western hills of Buda stand the historic Buda Castle and the Fisherman's Bastion, while the eastern plains of Pest is where commercial and political activities happen. Budapest is known by many names: the Pearl of the Danube, the Heart of Europe, the City of Spas. We explore the hills of Buda and walk the streets of Pest. We soak in its rich culture and have a taste of its most amazing cuisine, all in the hopes of getting to know one of Europe's most livable cities. We start our exploration of Budapest on the Buda side of the Danube. The Cittadella on the hills of Gellért provides a sweeping overview of the city. This fortress was built to keep rebelling Hungarians out. Despite its intended purpose, the Cittadella has since become a symbol of national freedom. Built into the rocks and caves of the Gellért Hill is the Cave Church, inspired by Our Lady of Lourdes in France. The church was established by Pauline monks as a secret house of worship. The church was closed for many years until it was discovered and reopened in 1989. Just upriver from the Cittadella is Budapest's oldest area, the Castle District. To get to the castle, we ride the 150-year-old funicular at the base of Buda Hill. The Buda Castle is without a doubt one of the best-known images of the capital. The castle, also known as the Royal Palace, has been home to Hungarian kings for centuries. Since it was built in the 13th century, the Buda Castle has been destroyed and rebuilt many times over. At the northern end of Castle Hill is Matthias Church. The richly decorated walls and Gothic windows depict the lives of Hungarian national heroes and saints. The church also witnessed the coronation of the last two Hungarian kings. Step out from the Matthias Church into the white terraces of the Fisherman's Bastion. The bastion was built as a viewing terrace with lookout towers on the base of a stretch of the castle walls. Several historians say that in the Middle Ages, this part of the castle was protected by the Guild of Fishermen, hence the name. After exploring the Buda side of the city, we are now ready to cross the Danube onto the Pest side. To do this, we will cross one of Budapest's most important landmarks and the city's first bridge, the Chain Bridge. But crossing the river wasn't always this easy. Before the bridge was made in 1849, the only way to cross the river was by boat or over ice, which is why Count István Széchenyi made every possible effort to get it built, earning him the title of the greatest Hungarian. The most prominent structure on the Pest side is the Hungarian Parliament building, constructed from 40 million bricks, 500,000 precious stones, and 88 pounds of gold. This architectural wonder was built on the 1000th anniversary of the foundation of the State of Hungary. The building is also the home of the royal jewels, including the crown of Hungary's first king, Saint Stephen. Right outside the Parliament building, along the riverbank, features Budapest's tender memorial for the Holocaust. 60 pairs of iron shoes, a sobering tribute to the men and women and children, many of them Jews, executed by the ruling fascist party. The Great Market Hall was built in 1897 and is the most beautiful and largest of all Budapest market halls. The market hall is not only great in its size, but is also great in the volume of trade taking place here on a daily basis. And this is the best place to enjoy local Hungarian food, like the goulash. St. Stephen's Basilica, found at the center of Budapest, is the largest church in the city. It was built in honor of Saint Stephen, the first king of Hungary. Several unfortunate events delayed the completion of the basilica, one of which is the collapse of its dome, which forced the architect to rebuild the basilica from scratch. As we continue our way to the east, we find ourselves along Andrassy Avenue, a World Heritage Boulevard lined with neo-Renaissance architecture and grand cafes. The most important building on the avenue is the State Opera House, the House of Terror Museum, the Hungarian University of Fine Arts, and many others. We arrive at the end of Andrassy Avenue and into the Hero Square. The square features the statues of the Magyar chieftains who founded the country. The column with the Archangel Gabriel on top was erected during the country's millennium celebrations in 1896. The Hero Square is the portal to the city park where we will find Vajdahunyad Castle. The castle was also built for the millennium celebrations of 1896. It was originally made from cardboard and wood, but it became so popular that it was rebuilt in stone and brick several years later. The city park is also home to the Széchenyi Thermal Bath, a vast water palace of pools, saunas, steam cabins, and massage rooms. The history of the baths goes beyond 100 years, back to the 1870s when the deep hot spring wells were drilled under the city park. By the 1930s, Budapest was known throughout the world as the city of spas. Locals make it a habit to visit every week to rejuvenate their bodies, spirits, and their connections with friends and family. A day of exploration deserves a relaxing nightcap in one of the city's ruin bars. In the last 15 years, Budapest's ruin bars have evolved into an attraction that is perhaps as popular, if not more so, than the likes of Buda Castle and the Hungarian Parliament building. This bar called Simpla is the original ruin bar. It started as a small experiment, a bar set up in an abandoned building offering affordable drinks for the young and creative crowd in Budapest. There is something truly magical about Budapest. If you are looking to be mesmerized by centuries of architectural history, or be rejuvenated by its healing spring waters, or be inspired by its sublime natural beauty, a visit to this extraordinary city is one that you will cherish for a lifetime.